Welcome to Afrik Express. Today we are going to Uganda. Our guest today is Othuman Ntale, who is the African Heritage International President here in Waltham. Mr. Othuman, welcome to Afrik Express.
You're welcome.
You are the president of African Heritage International. What does your foundation do?
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity for me to be on this wonderful show, and I'd like to thank you for having spearheaded this kind of initiative to have a television program for Africans. To your question, my name is Othuman Ntale. As the president of African Heritage International, when I came to the US, I felt that I needed to do something different by providing services to my fellow Ugandans and Africans in general. And in that time, in the due course, when I was going back to school here in Boston, I saw other students kind of were finding it difficult to fit in the society, since we are coming from Africa with our African culture, and America has a different culture. So in order for them to feel suitable in this environment, they need to be able to adjust. And as a teacher by profession, I felt that I could use my experience as a teacher to help my fellow Ugandans and Africans to be able to fit in the community.
So what African Heritage does is you guys basically work with Africans within the community and Ugandans to adjust to the culture, to the American culture?
Actually, it's the vision is broad.
Okay.
And just to give you some of the areas of our activities I run for the non-profit, being that it's registered as a non-profit, a 501c status organization, I have areas where I can be able to go in the community and provide services to Ugandans, but also to Africans in general. But at the same time, I find myself giving services to the entire community, that including Americans, because they feel so interested, or they like to see what we do as Africans, and they want to know why do we do certain things differently than them. For instance, like in our culture, African culture, most of the children respect the elders, and they call them by either Mr. for a man or Mrs. for a woman. So I explain to my colleagues I work with that in Africa we respect our elders and we have to address them in a respectful way.
So do you hold classes for this, or how do you do this teaching? What is?
Mainly, I try to organize community events, whereby I can have a meeting like at the library. And I'm so blessed that we have a wonderful community in Waltham, whereby the Waltham Public Library welcomed us to utilize the facility. As I mentioned, African Heritage International is a 501c non-profit. So with that status, I have access to services from the city and from the state. And I would like to bring this out to my fellow Africans in different towns or in Boston, Massachusetts, that if you feel you have some areas where you need help, the cities and states or their agencies for the state which are there to provide you services. For instance, immigration, whereby if you're an immigrant, there is a department which is in charge of immigrants, whereby you can go and either apply for housing, or if you are finding it difficult to get a job, they can also help you with some kind of allowance, so that it can help you to survive. In the meantime, you can be able to, as you settle down, you will be able to find your way, like going back to school. And that's why, like, my non-profit comes in, that I've been able to help Africans to go back to college.
Okay, so in other words, your organization helps the immigrants to adjust, correct?
Yes, please.
By referring them to various services that are available that they ordinarily would not know about.
Absolutely.
And so that you guys basically, you look around town and see what is there and help that person navigate themselves.
Absolutely.
Now, do you at times run into people where you are not able to offer that service?
Yeah, actually, you really gave it a good explanation how we do our activities, whereby we are actually kind of a center point for somebody who comes in to be able to get guidance, or to be able to be referred to a certain place or a job. And we not only do that, but also we go further by reaching out to the state officials or to the city officials, like in Waltham. We have reached, we have met the mayor of our city, Mayor Janet McCarthy, and she has been such a wonderful supporter of our program. And she realized that as Africans, we come here, we need some of these interventions, especially like we have children who are growing up here, and they need somebody to guide them. As you see, we have big brothers, big sisters for Americans. So the same kind of philosophy applied to Africans, that we can be able to guide and focus our youth into productive activities, or to go back to school and do other vocational activities as well.
I see. That sounds to me that sounds very helpful, and it is good that you're letting people know. I'm sure there is other communities that are not doing such thing, and immigrants get in and they don't know where to start. And the fact that you guys are offering such a service, I think, is a great thing. And I hope that you guys can try to also extend it to other communities, because I think it's a very essential service. You are watching Afrik Express. We are going to take a short break and we'll be right back.